Hello, class. My name is Davis Condi, and I will be reporting on the Out of the Garden project for the Food Reclamation Initiative. You guys might be thinking, what is he going to be talking about here? What ideas and what concepts of themes will he be discussing when it comes to the food reclamation in the Out of the Garden project? Well, I will be talking about how the concepts of communication and community relate to my experience working in this project. So, at my service learning site, there was a lot of examples of what communication and community calls communication activism pedagogy. And the abbreviation for this is CAP. And communication active pedagogy fosters a community and mobilizes social support and assists people as they make decisions to manage problems. I've seen a lot of this at my service learning site because when there was people with problems or they couldn't find a certain solution to something, they had or someone came to the warehouse not feeling so well. Like I came to the warehouse one time and I wasn't really feeling well. I didn't really feel like being involved that day, and so they gave me social support and tried to assist me and try to see what was wrong with me and everything. And they ended up I ended up doing what I could or what I can, and they ended up working with me and we got the task done that day. And the outcomes of CAP is they fit well with the demands of deliberate democracy and demonstrates human agency and provides identity. So the one thing about CAP is that it engages students and experiences that empower them. They were trying to empower me so that I could, feel like that I'm a big part of the community. So they gave me a pep talk because one time I wasn't feeling well and I was like, maybe I should leave this and that. And then they were explaining to me how people of the less fortunate need me and that I'm a big part of the community, which really inspired me and made me want to go to the service learning site even more. So another idea and theory that I've seen from the Food Reclamation Initiative was in the introduction of Block, and it is called the structure of belonging. So about the structure of belonging, it's about understanding. That's the moral of it. It says one way to understand the losses related to missing gifts is through the concept of social capital, which refers to the various benefits that come from a web of positive relationships with others. So basically, it's like when you belong, your social capital increases. So the first time I had went to the warehouse, I really felt like I didn't belong because there was people that wasn't really the same age as me, and there was just people that knew what they were doing, and I felt like I was the only one that I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't really feel like I belonged. But then somebody saw me and they just knew that I had these feelings, and they explained to me that when it comes to helping the community, you should belong because you're a part of that community that is helping the less fortunate. So after a few times of going to the warehouse, I had just felt belonged to, and to the point that I could just talk to people and I could joke around with people, and I just felt like that I belonged, and that benefited me because I was able to do the tasks of storing the canned goods, and I was able to help other people if they were having problems like my same problem when I first had arrived there. So the structure of belonging is basically increasing your social capital by feeling like you belong. And that's what I seen in my that's what I seen in my idea of the food reclamation. Another idea that I saw in the food reclamation initiative is from Pierce's idea of critical moments in chapter 1. So basically it is saying that, like many scholars, Pierce rejects the common belief that talks talk is less than action. My bad. Talk is less than action. Rather, communication is one form of action, a way to do things, not just talk away about them. So basically, it's called communicative action. Basically, an example of communicative action is seeing disagreement as a chance to learn, which moves us up. And so I've seen this a lot. There was times where people would be disagreeing about something, and it would turn to a full on conflict and argument. But I would walk in, and I would tell them that this is about the community, not about just us. So we shouldn't be arguing. And so basically, but also I knew that them conflicting would make them able to understand their problems because they're both communicating their sides of the story. That's why whenever somebody conflicts with me, I never just get mad. I try to learn and try to look into their shoes. So that's basically the idea of communicative action. Basically, as example, consider legislation, policy, or codes of conducts. Like the chapter communicates an example about how President Trump issued an executive order related to TikTok, and in the order he stated that transitions with the app will be prohibited 45 days. And we have an executive order, which is an act of communication stating action against TikTok, which is a communication platform. And that is basically what I seen at the initiative when I was in the warehouse, because there was a lot of people that didn't get along. There was a lot of people that had different ideas than other people, and basically the main ideas of communication is to construct a richer theory about what happened, construct a more systematic description of what happened, facilitate increased awareness of the roles people play in making the world they inhabit, changing the context, and minding and caring about the kind of energy involved in the communication. Based on my research, what recommendations I have for the community, basically there was nothing really wrong with my community partner, but because they were all showing great communication within the work environment, not work environment, but service learning environment. Like everybody was helping each other, pack into the trucks and put the canned goods in the warehouses and everything. Um, so all the recommendations I really have is to maybe try to get more people involved in this. Maybe I'm doing this as a school thing. Maybe get more people to just do it out of just volunteering instead of school things and things like that. And other recommendations. Do I have any other recommendations? I guess other recommendations is to just maybe have more days where it's open, and maybe expand the bandwidth of homeless shelters that they send us to, or less fortunate shelters that they send us to, because maybe there's shelters outside of Greensboro. Maybe have more, maybe have more maybe have more places outside of the city to send these things. And everything else was really subpar and perfect. So yeah, the recommendations, it's not really a lot. I don't really have a lot of recommendations. What I learned about communication throughout this class, this lesson, my service learning site, I just learned that there's different perspectives within communication. Like there's different methods. Like I thought communication was just shared language and things like that, but this communication and community class has taught me that there's a lot of theories behind why we act a certain way about things and how we respond to things a certain way in a social perspective. And like Palmer and Frey has helped me, Block has helped me, Jurgen has helped me, especially with the things that I didn't even know that I use every day, like the difference between the real and the bad, or the real and the good. And and social capital and the things that we take on every day. Um, I would recommend this class to a lot of people, because it just teaches you how you can use your communication skills, to help your local community, help your church, help your local organization, and just maybe if you want to be a teacher, just help communication in the workplace of teaching, because I know I'm trying to be a marriage counselor, so I'm trying to use this communication so I can be able to help people with their problems. Um, so yeah, basically, I'm trying to help people with their problems, and this class has really helped me. But the most that I'll take away from this class is the structure of belonging, because I relate to that of the most out of the theories of this class, because there's a lot of times where back then I feel like I don't belong, because yeah, I would just don't belong, and it took people with great social capital to make me realize that I'm just like everyone else, and that I can make an impact just like everyone else. And just because I have certain things that hold me back, um, doesn't mean that I can make a change. I can't make a change in the world. So yeah, thanks for that. And if you enjoyed this presentation, I applaud you. And this is my experience at the service learning site. Honestly, the service learning site was a lot of fun. I got to get the insight on how people help the less fortunate, and basically I got to learn lessons through their board and staff, especially since I was in the warehouse. The warehouse was a little hot at times. I'm not gonna lie, but I still made sure that I did my share of the work, even with the trucks and everything. And yeah, basically I would just do my best to try to help out, not just for the class, but just for just helping people in general. But yeah, basically that's my experience on my service learning site and the Out of the Garden project for the Food Reclamation Initiative. Um, if you enjoyed this, thank you for your time. And for my professor, I hope we had a great semester. And I wish everyone luck in their future endeavors, and especially next semester. This is Davis Condi, and thank you for your time. And my service hours have been sent in along with my with this presentation, and you could tell that I really like this service learning site, which is another thing I'd like to add. But thank you for everything, and have a great day.